watch it.
As I said before, during my Suicide Squad spoiler review, that I am thinking about doing more spoiler reviews in the future. Well, I guess I kept that promise, because we'll be doing a spoiler review for Logan. As I said, there will be spoilers, so get out of the video if you haven't seen the movie yet. Which I'm assuming you all seen the movie since it's been out since March 3rd. So, I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, all that aside, let's just start off with the basics. The movie directed by Jane Mangold and tells a story about the Wolverine. Now in the year 2029, he doesn't want to be a hero anymore. He's taking care of sick Charles Xavier. He's with a character named Caliban, who's also kind of sick, because if he goes out into the sun, he burns. And they are all just trying to survive in one location, and Logan is just trying to make quick bucks and money. And when they come across a little girl named Laura, they have to get her to this place where she calls the Promised Land, and to get her away from these people who are after her. And we get a sort of car chase, road trip, revenge movie. So, that's basically the whole plot of Logan. You already know. But as you probably already know, I already reviewed the film, and I gave it an A. But my opinion has changed. It has changed drastically higher. The more I watch this film, the more I see something good in it. Like, every time I watch this film, it gets better and better, and I see some stuff that really helped the movie. And I was never expecting that. Again, Hugh Jackman, fantastic as Logan. He sells the character. He is unchangeable. If anybody's gonna step into his footsteps, I just think they're gonna do as good of a portrayal of Logan as he did in this film. I think this is his best role in a film I have ever seen him in. He was fantastic. Laura Kinney, played by what's the girl's name? Daphne Keane. She was great also. X-23 was awesome. She's a badass girl. Patrick Stewart, again, fucking awesome. Everybody in the movie did a great job. The cinematography, also great. But the amount of gore and action in this film is what really helped it. It felt realistic. We get a scene at the warehouse where Logan and Caliban and Patrick Stewart are, and these guys just come out of nowhere. They first took Caliban with them, and then they attack Laura. That's when Logan discovered that she is like him. She gets out her two claws, she starts slicing them, and there's blood everywhere. And we also see her reveal of the foot claw. And she sliced two legs apart with it. I think she stabbed her foot through somebody's neck. That was brutal. It was probably one of the best film action scenes I have seen. It was incredible. And then we get our road trip film. Caliban is captured by the whatever they are, the guys hunting the heroes, and we get a lot of funny moments. My favorite would have to be when Laura was at the convenience store with Quicksilver. Yeah, that actor in the convenience store is Quicksilver, Aaron Taylor Johnson. He got what he deserved, and we get seen in the trailer, but we get her claws visible. It was just a very funny scene. This film, as I said, this film kind of had a few weak points because sometimes it slows down, because that was probably one of my problems. But the more I watch it, the better the pacing is. I was never bored. I was always enthralled. And it never stopped getting me sucked in. There were people behind me talking, but it was so good, I never even noticed it. Like, one of the scenes involving a family who invited Laura, Logan, and Xavier into their house, that was such a sweet scene. It was filmed beautifully. You feel the connection with the characters and his family. You can see what would happen if these characters were free and would not be chased around and would have a good life. You can see them actually feel happiness for once in this trip. And it is so sad to see all that broken when Charles Xavier dies. X-24, an experiment by the bad guys, is out to kill him. And while Patrick Stewart is laying on his bed, talking about how much of a good life he lived, how he's proud of everything, how this is the best sleep he have ever had in years. It was just so sad to see all that brush away in just a stab. And not only that, the whole family dies. The kid, the mother, the father dies. It was just so hard to look at. Even X-23, she couldn't even, match up to the X-24. It was just such a brutal scene. Everything here, when you think there's hope, there's nothing. And you can see how much that hurt, no quote intended, how much that hurted Logan. And the whole fight scene with X-24, the cowboys and the thugs coming in who are like the landlords for the family get sliced up. That was such an awesome scene. This whole movie is brutal, and you will know by just the opening scene, which I want to talk about just quickly. It involves the Logan getting up from his car, looking at these people trying to take his wheels or something, and he just takes out his claws and just starts slicing them from leg to head. He stabs somebody with his claws like this through the brain. He sliced the leg. It was just a brutal fight scene, and you could tell that the whole movie is gonna have fight scene like this. So yeah, the whole fight scene between X-24 and Logan, it was incredible. If it was a bit too dark, you wouldn't know what was going on. But thankfully, the cinematography is so good that you just feel enthralled in it. And the hotel scene, I want to talk about that also. When Logan, Patrick Stewart, and X-23 went to the hotel just to get some sleep, when the bad guys come in to get him, Oh my god. I do not know how they even filmed it. It was incredible. Seeing Logan trying to struggle to get to Patrick Stewart because his brain, his sickness, his telepathic mind would affect everything around him, make everybody pause, probably kill people, and seeing Logan trying to get there before he hurt anybody else was awesome. When he starts stabbing all the bad guys, you get that great shot from the Red Band trailer. It was brutal. It was epic. It was all the action here is great. There's no sense of hope for these characters because they take each time with them. Caliban isn't in the movie for too much. He's not like one of the biggest players. But for what he's in, I think he was incredible. The villains are very good. There's only one villain that I didn't like, and that is like the main guy. But he's a good actor. He was good in the movie. But it's just that his character did not really sell that much for me. He's not a terrible villain. He's better than most. I'm talking to you, Doctor Strange. No, not Doctor Strange. Doctor Doom. Don't kill me. But he was a disappointing villain overall. He had like a connection with Wolverine, like you saw at the end credits scene in X-Men Apocalypse. But he didn't sell it for me. But the part that I want to talk to the most is the final battle. The build up when Patrick Stewart died, the family died. Logan and Laura are just alone. To see that Laura talks, Logan discovers more about her. She opened up something inside of Logan that had been stuck in him for years. That is willing to fight for, like an X-Men, fighting for what the X-Men stand for. Laura tries to get him to take her to the rest of the kids who were involved in the X program, the Weapon X program, but Logan is like, that does not exist. That's a fairy tale land. He doesn't want anything to do with her anymore. But the more Logan discovers about her, the more of a dramatic character he becomes. And that has whooply went to the final battle, which is my favorite part. Not only is the action again brutal and well filmed, but the emotional impact in it was awesome. All these kids with all their special abilities, somebody with Magneto's power, somebody with Storm's power, they all utilized their power very well. It was awesome. And we'll get to the climax. Logan does die. And it was so beautiful. I was like in the theater trying not to cry. And I just tried not to cry. It was that good. It was well filmed. The acting was incredible. The music was amazing. But what broke me down is when they buried Logan, leave him, but Laura comes back and turned the cross into an X. That is when I just broke down and just started crying. And that's our movie. That is our movie. I couldn't say anything more. The more I watch this film, the more I appreciate it. At this point on, all the problems I ever had with it, are just swooped aside. I'm gonna give Logan. I'm gonna regrade Logan in A plus. Thank you guys so much for watching. More spoiler reviews are coming soon, and I'm thinking about doing a spoiler one for Guardians of the Galaxy when it comes out in theaters. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.